I quite like how this is turning out. Hi, welcome back to my channel where we shamelessly talk about the things that make us smile, especially beauty products. Today we're going to be reviewing the Rouge Labs Howlin For You Halloween palette. So if you're interested in learning more about this palette and seeing how I got this look, then please stick around. Hi guys! So I've already done my face makeup and we can jump right into the tutorial. Now, Rouge Labs Howlin For You is pretty awesome. So awesome, in fact, that it's sold out. So it's for sale on Etsy, and when something sells out on Etsy, you can no longer see the listing. So unfortunately, I can't read what the listing says about this. So I'm going to have to just describe it for you on my own, and I feel like I'm not the best at describing things, so I apologize for that in advance. So the Rouge Labs palette comes in this pretty awesome sleeve. You can pull it out, and underneath, it has an even more awesome cover case. I'm so bad at this. Woo! I also want to say that it came with a cute little sticker, and I also got a handwritten note saying thank you for supporting small businesses, which I really appreciated. Isn't this so cute? It's like purple and green, but ultraviolet and neon green. Now when you open it up, there are 9 different shades, including a pressed glitter in the middle. So where did I hear about this palette? I was actually watching Teresa Is Dead, and she was doing one of those purchase or pass videos, and this palette came up and she talked about whether or not she was going to purchase it or pass on it, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this. So she pulled out her phone to buy it and she was like, no, they're sold out. So I must have been watching it a couple days later because they had restocked by the time I saw it, and I bought it right away, like no question. I just think this is so cute. I love the colors. I'm gonna say it reminds me a little bit of the Paulina palette that was with Blush Tribe. The neon green and the purple remind me a little bit of that. I think we're ready to get started. Also, very quickly, Moda was kind enough to send me a bunch of their new brush releases, and I decided that I wanted to try out the Moda Rainbow 6-piece complete kit, which you can find at Walmart for $14.97. I pulled this out and I was like, I'm so in love. I love all the different colors, and I think it's pretty great because it's like Pride, basically. I'm not going to be using the face brushes, but I will be using the eye brushes in this tutorial. So I'm definitely going to start out with the electrode color. So I'm just going to go in with my Wayne Goss number 16. It's a big crease brush. I blended for a really long time, and I don't feel like you can see the electrode color very well on my eyes. It might just be that it's too close to my skin tone. When I look closely, I can see it sort of subtle, and I guess that's good. I'm gonna put more on because I want to see it. I like bold looks. As I work on building it up and put more on, I feel like it really is building up nicely and I can see more color, which I like. I actually like that. I think it built up nicely. It's not too intense, and it looks pretty true to color. It's actually on my skin tone. I feel like a really nice subtle transition. It almost looks to me like Orange Soda from the Soft Glam palette. Now, don't quote me on that because I don't actually own the Soft Glam palette, but I did have someone try it on me one time. From there, we're going to take some of the shade Laboratory on that super crease brush from Moda, and I'm going to go into my crease, but I'm really going to try to bring it just above my crease as well so you can see it when I'm looking at the camera straight on, and build up that green color as much as I can. Now I'm going to take the small shader brush from Moda and go in with the shade Menace on outside corner of my eyelid. I really want to build this color up as much as possible. I want to just take a moment and say I really like this small shader brush by Moda. I think it does a good job of laying down the color and packing it on. So now I think what I'm going to do is actually, after I did all that, I think I just decided I'm going to put it all over the rest of my lid. I quite like how this is turning out. I think that that Menace color is really nice, pigmented, and doesn't appear to bulb. Very happy with this. So I actually think this is pretty neat, and I think we could just finish it off here, but I definitely want to go in with Illusion and Ghosted and play with those a little bit. So I'm going to take the color Illusion and put it on my inner lid. I think it would be best to use my finger. So I ended up grabbing my Sonia G Builder Pro to really build on that color. I didn't wet it, and I think it looks really good. But I do want to go ahead and wet it and see how it looks wet. I think wetting it really made this a standout color. Wow, I'm really loving how this is building up. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I want to just note that I had a lot of fallout with the Illusion shade. Fallout that I did not have otherwise. That's unfortunate. I won't be able to get that off. I should have put some powder down. It does feel a little bit like that Menace shade is kind of disappearing, but you know, that's kind of normal when you're doing other stuff. So I like to go in and try to build it up more. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to put the Beast down because I do like how this looks, but I will say I have some balding on this eye, and I really think that it's just me and not the shade because it's not happening at all on this eye. So yeah, not really sure what's going on there. I think it's me. I do kind of want to take that shade Beast and put it on the outer quarter just so I have a chance to try it. Now, because I don't want to ruin the look, again, I'm going to go in with the Sonia G Worker Pro. It's kind of the right shape for my eyelid. That shimmer shade also has a lot of fallout, so I'm going to just take a gander and say that the shimmer shades have some fallout. So it's probably a good idea to knock your brush before you start putting them on. I think it helps with the fallout. All right, I do like how both of those shades look. I'm gonna try to blend them together just a little bit. Yeah, both of those shades are beautiful, except that they do have quite a bit of fallout unless you tap your brush first. I'm gonna take my Sonia G pencil 2 and go back in with that shade Laboratory, that green shade, and go under my eye with it. Just trying to get some color down there. And now I'm gonna take my Sonia G Pencil Pro and go back in with the shade Menace and really line it closely to my eyes. And I'm gonna connect it to the look above. Trying to wipe away the fallout, and I'm not really having any luck. Oh well, that's just how that's gonna look. I have a purple eyeliner. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Voodoo. All right, I like how that looks. Now I wanna take the shade Ghosted and go over a couple areas. I wanna put it on the inner portion of my lid, and then I also wanna put it right there. Just gotta be careful not to get it in my eyes, because glitter can be dangerous. I think the glitter looks really fun, really pretty. I do have it all over underneath, so probably not a good idea to put your foundation on first if you are gonna be playing with this palette. For my inner corner, I think I'm gonna just take that Illusion shade again and paint that in. I'm just using my Rephr 03 brush. Ooh, she looks intense. I know that I should put some highlight on, but I feel like I'm struggling to figure out what highlight I want to put on. I almost want to like take that Illusion shade and use it as a highlight. Probably a horrible idea. All right, so I have two that I'm going to use. I'm going to use Artist Couture in the shade Cocoa Bling. This is loose powder. And I'm going to use one of my favorite brushes, this Crown Pro C501. Somehow I got purple on my nose. I don't know how I did that. I love that highlight. Look at that. She shines. Last highlight I have is the Tom Ford Radiant Perfecting Powder. Give yourself sort of a more ghostly look, I guess. So here's the completed look. I did take a moment to try to put false lashes on, and I'm just not good at it. I could not figure it out, and I decided I wanted to go ahead and complete this video and maybe try that another time. Maybe just cross your fingers for me. Leave some tips below if you know how to put on lashes and have any idea what I might be doing wrong. All right, let's talk about the Howlin For You palette by Rebel Rouge Labs. I forgot to tell you earlier what the price is. Now this retails for $34.99. I paid $4.50 in shipping and then $2.10 in sales tax. So total, I paid $41.59 for this palette. In terms of the packaging, I think the packaging is beautiful. I can't tell you how cute it is. I love the sleeve, which I'm definitely going to be keeping. And then I also love this package as well, the outside here. And it's, again, particle board, but there's a texture to the front. And then on the side, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some iridescence. I don't know if you can see that, but it is really nice packaging, really well done, especially for such a small brand or a small business. I did swatch this earlier. I thought that it swatched pretty well. Now, in terms of pigment, I was happy with the ones that I tried. I tried Electrode, Laboratory, and Menace in terms of mattes. And then I tried Beast and Illusion. Now, I really enjoyed the pigment for Menace. I thought that was quite good. I did have some balding on this side, but I think that that was the trick of the light. I don't know what was going on there. I do think that Menace could have been a bit more pigmented, but I did like it. Laboratory and Electrode I thought were fine. They blended out nicely. The green, I like it. I think they did a good job with that Laboratory, and I think that neon greens can be tricky. I will also say that I loved the shade Illusion, this shade right here. I think it's beautiful. It has a great metallic sheen to it. It's really beautiful and can dress anything up. And then I bet the shade Shriek would be similar to that if I were to use that. The shade Beast and Abyss, I would say these are more like satin tones, and I used the shade Beast. I also thought this was very nice. So you could actually do kind of a nice purple look with this. I also really liked Ghosted. I thought this was really pretty. Now, what's interesting to me is I just got done reviewing the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette, and she has a micro glitter in hers, and it's so different than this pressed glitter. So the pressed micro glitter, when you apply it, there's no fallout. It completely covers what's underneath it, which is good and bad, right? Like sometimes you want something to peek through. So in terms of the Ghosted, this allows things to peek through. This does not completely cover everything. Although, I wonder if I applied it with my finger, if it would. I might try that. Otherwise, it just gives a nice, it like enhances the color that's beneath it. So I put it on top of the Illusion shade, and I thought it did a nice job enhancing. Yeah, this is fun. This is a fun look. Okay, so I am gonna try with my finger to see if I use that, if it will apply a little bit more opaque. Yeah, I would say that it did. I mean, it's not opaque. You can still see the color that's underneath it, but there's definitely more. So what I'm gonna say is that you should definitely be using a glitter glue with this one. That Ghosted color pairs so beautifully with the shade Illusion. I see some orange glitter in here. It's got purple, a little bit of blue, it's got some green, and it's got some orange. This is such a beautiful shade, and I love how it matches every shade in here, all the mattes. You could pair it with any of them. And then you could pair it with either of these, and possibly with these. I did not use a glitter glue when I put this on. I would definitely recommend using a glitter glue. This is not like the Tati palette where you can just put it on and it will stay all day. This is definitely one that has a lot of fallout. I think this is such a fun Halloween palette with Halloween coming up. If you are looking for something like that, I think this would be a good option for you. Now, I will say this is a little bit higher priced than other palettes that I've seen, 9-pan palettes that I've seen that are this size. However, it is a small business, and it was really nice to be supporting a small business, especially with COVID going on and all the craziness. I don't mind paying a little bit extra to be supportive. In terms of the formulation, again, I think it just comes down to pigment. I really do like these metallic shades. I think that the color here of Ghosted is really nice. I really enjoyed the shade Menace. I think it packed on pretty well. The shade Laboratory, I would really like the opportunity to try packing that on as well and see how that looks. And I didn't really get a chance to play with Zoinks or Abyss or Shriek. I'm pretty sure Shriek would be just like Illusion Beautiful. Comparison and dupes. So I can't really think of any good comparisons for this except for that Paulina Beauty palette, which is no longer available. The one that I mentioned earlier from Blush Tribe, again, no longer available. I would go get it and pull it out, but I can't really show it to you, so maybe I'll just put a picture up in the corner somewhere. I can't really pull it out because one of my shades is broken and it just falls everywhere if I try to open it, but it is a beautiful palette. Yeah, there are absolutely no oranges in this palette. In fact, they use pinks instead and a couple more greens than what's in here. So yeah, other than the bright green and the two purples, yeah, the shades are fairly different. So it's a little bit similar, but also not. I just don't think that they're similar enough that I wouldn't purchase this again. Personal preference, I do like this palette. I'm not a huge fan of oranges, but I bought this because A, I'm pretty sure that my daughter will love using this. She does love oranges. And B, it's almost Halloween. I thought it'd be fun to kind of get into the spirit and have some fun looks over the next few weeks as we approach Halloween, especially with COVID. I think it's really important that we be doing things for ourselves to keep us upbeat and really enjoying life right now. Would I buy it again? Yes. Yes, I would buy it again. And that's kind of why I would definitely recommend this palette for people who are really into Halloween. Should you buy it? Well, obviously that's really up to you. I do think it's kind of pricey, but like I said, it really is nice to be supporting small businesses during this time. And I do think this is a very unique palette. Yeah, this is unique. I don't know anything else like this. And I haven't seen a whole lot of Halloween releases this holiday season. So I do think this is a really fun option. Now, unfortunately, it is sold out right now, but they do seem to be going in and out of stock. So I just keep an eye out to see if it is restocked. And Rebel Rouge Labs is actually on Etsy. That's where you can buy it. I love Etsy. I actually sell things on Etsy. So fun. Thanks again for joining me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to have you join the family. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.